Alright guys, as you know, this is my old generator, and you can see here that I opened it up like an ape last time because this broke. I already fixed it. I ordered the cord, so this is in perfect working conditions, but it's time to get a new one. As you can see, since I broke the bolts from the inside, put some rivets, and it's working perfect, but it's time to get a new one, and I'm gonna leave this one as a spare generator. Alright, this one is the 2800, this is the 2500, but they are identical, same look. I'm going to open it up because this was the 2500, this is supposed to be 2800 peak watts. I think they're exactly the same, and the company is just making up some weird numbers on their heads to get more customers to go to buy Westinghouse, which their customer service lately it's been terrible. And I'm gonna open both of this up to show you what's the difference between. Shouldn't be no difference, they're exactly the same. Alright, if you look at them, they're exactly the same. Filter, engine size displacement, same thing. Spark plug up here, spark plug up here, same thing. And what you see here, I put some WD-40 gel to protect those bolts from any rust. So that's what you see in that yellow there. That's not rust. This is just protecting, lubricating on the bolts. The conditions that you see here for being 3 years in the marine environment, it looks excellent. Okay, something that I'm seeing here, you see how that spark plug there, this wire is to the right, and then it leads down, right? You see that wire, how it leads down? Something I'm seeing wrong here is the wire is not right there. If you see right here, spark plug wire is wedged under the fuel tank. This is what the fuel tank is. The fuel tank is right there. That's some insulation, and spark plug wire is just stuck right under there. So this is a big mistake by the manufacturer to place the spark plug, which carries current, wedge under the fuel tank. Big mistake. Look at that. Right here you can see this on the right. That's why they left this space right here. So that wire will be placed right there. And then here, you don't see that. The wire's on the left. Now this shows you that these companies are doing terrible. How can somebody do this? This is a big mistake. So I'm gonna try to see if I can take that wire out of there. If I can't, this unit's gonna have to go back to Westinghouse for poor craftsmanship. I can't even take that wire out of there. See, if you have a problem to change the spark plug, you will never be able to. If you don't open these generators up and investigate how they build them, once you use them for a little while and you need to change the spark plug, you have a problem, you won't be able to fix it out there. It's really pinched on there. Oh boy. Alright, I'm gonna have to get something stronger to get that out of there. I'm gonna use a screwdriver. These people are just ignorant when it comes to doing this kind of work. Let's see if I got it. All right, now check out how this really has to be assembled. This wire is supposed to go to the right. That wire is supposed to be pinched right here inside this little canal here. See if I can get to it. All right, you see how that wire is pinched right here? This was not there, so the wire was way under the fuel tank. Alright, so this is the things that you have to do when you buy new generators. You have to inspect them. If you had another one to compare it to, you will see that this was wrong, right? But it's common sense. You don't put a spark plug wire under the fuel tank, which is right here, Later you can't take it out. As you saw, it was very difficult for me to take it out. And definitely you don't want to hear, because it's a hazard. There's sparks and current coming through this wire. If this wire gets a little strip with a vibration on the fuel tank, and if you ever have a leak on the fuel tank, you're gonna have an explosion here. So they're building these units poorly. There's no quality control on assembling these units. So hopefully this will start. I'm gonna put some oil now, and I'm gonna test them both to see what's the voltage coming out of this generator. All right, there's no oil in here. I'm gonna put some oil. Very nice, I like this. That way you have no spills. As soon as you see the oil right there on top, that's perfect. Now I do not like using this plug for the oil here, measurement. I like to use this one because it has a magnet, and the magnet holds all the impurities. I'll show you. I'm gonna put this one back. It's the factory one, and this one's made out of plastic, and that's most likely to keep the weight down on the generator. But look at this one. I only have used this oil on this generator for about maybe 2 hours, and look the shavings that you get. Look at all those shavings. Those are metal shavings, like dust of metal shavings. So this magnet will hold them up really good. That's why I like this one better. You can get something like this in the internet, practically anywhere. They sell parts for generators. I definitely like the magnet because generators have no filter. So this will be one of the best way to hold the metal shavings, because again, these machines have no filters. But it's a little heavier than the plastic one, but this will not break. So that's why manufacturers don't make this one's metal or aluminum, because of the weight. All right, we're gonna put both covers back on. All right, now I'm gonna start the old one, and this gauge here is not working. As you saw, this one smoked a little at startup, because this engine already has over 1,000 hours already on it. So that's why I decided to get a new one, because it's still running good. The gauge is not working, but the generator is really good to me. The only thing is, these things don't last that long. When you pull this cord, it's touching the metal here. This is poor engineering, because when you pull it, look at that. And there's no other way to pull it. When you pull it up, it's going to shave the pulling cord. That is poor engineer. Same thing with this one. And they both sound the same. I don't see any difference on the sound. All right, now we're gonna see the voltage on both of these units. Okay, we're getting 123.7, 123.6 on this one, 123.7, just very little. So with a voltmeter, we can tell that this one is 123.7 and this is 123.6. Very small difference. It's not a big deal because the engine is newer, so it is going to perform just a little better. All right, so now I'm going to customize it. Take all the stickers out. Now I'm gonna clean it up with a lot of alcohol to take all the impurities, whatever grease is from factory. So now I place the aluminum bracket here. That way this guy would guide the hot air away from the engine. Okay, now I have insulated every corner here. Even there's a button here that I insulated with some dark tarp air conditioning insulation. And I put it right here too. Put it on this here. This is sealed pretty good, so the water's not gonna get in there. And I removed this bolts here. I put some of this tarp behind the panel because this LDC screen right here failed on the last one. And I think because some salt water or any water, maybe rainwater, maybe went through here and it hit the panel. Also this button right here has a little opening. So now I have weatherproofed it all the way around. Really good. Now there's a big intake here, which this is the side panel skirts. I made this right here, that this is gonna go right here like this. But there's other openings here. Let me show you. You see the openings? Those openings, when it rains, the water doesn't go in there, but if you all of a sudden get some splash of ocean water, you don't want ocean water to go in here. So this little plastic here, it's gonna be placed right here. This is the plastic I took out of the other generator. I didn't want to build new ones. This one still look good. Gotta be careful you don't puncture something inside. I know those areas, there's nothing there that is gonna jeopardize the generator. Now I'm gonna get some small rivets. All right, so in here, since the rivet needs to go right through here, it's gonna go through the frame right here. So I open a little hole here, so that way the rivet can go in there. There's plenty of room there to drill. I always like to install this because it really helps with water or moisture coming inside the generator. Makes it last a little longer. Alright, perfect. Now that I have both of the plexiglass protecting the intakes here, now I got one more last one right here. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna attach this to here. And as you see here, this is the old one. It doesn't have that grill intake here, which the company decided to make more ventilation. I wish this generator didn't have this opening here, but it has it for a reason. The company probably realizes that it needs more ventilation. So let's plug it up. Well, I'm not plugging it up. I'm gonna make it water resistant. All right, no more drilling on the generator, especially up here. I'm gonna use some 3N two-way adhesive tape. So this is gonna work perfect. First, I'm gonna get some alcohol and clean the area there. So that way I get a very good bond. I used a heat gun and bend it to shape. That's why you see the nice little curve there. First I'm going to push in. All right. And it's sealed right there with this tar insulation. It's sealed in that corner there, so it's not going to go anywhere. Alright guys, and I'm going to show you now why the manufacturer says to change the oil only for a couple of hours of use. I'm going to show you why. And you can only see this with this magnet dipstick here. Only 2 hours. I ran it for 2 hours total. Look at that. Look at all that metal shavings right there. That's a lot of metal shavings for the initial braking period of the generator. Look at all those metal shavings. That's why I like these dipsticks, because these generators don't have an oil filter. So this is your oil filter right here. Always very important to get one of this magnet. I'm gonna run it for another hour more and take out more metal shavings before I change the oil, and I'll be ready to go. Alright guys, so this is ready to go. As you can see there, that intake right there can breathe from the sides and from the bottom also. And the plexi guard here from the sides also is protecting. A lot of air flows right through here, and a lot of air will flow right under here, so it's gonna be perfect. Same thing with that side. And the plexiglass doesn't take the look away from the generator at all. All right, if you look at the generator, you can hardly see those plastic covers that I built. You can hardly see them. So now this new generator is going to work perfectly for the saltwater environment. And I got also the tray here, the muffler fixed. And I will be ready for this coming season. This time around, I did more of sealing the openings here, so that way when the water hits here, everything will be protected. Hopefully if the weather gets better, I'll be able to go out there. And now I'm better equipped with a brand new generator that I have weatherproof a lot better than before. Alright guys, if you found this video helpful on how I weatherproof my generator, and also most important, void my warranty in less than a day on my brand new generator. So if you do buy a generator, you do something this to it, I called the manufacturer and they said my warranty will be voided, right? So right now my 3-year warranty is gone just by doing these modifications to the generator. But to me it's well worth it, because if I don't do it, this generator will not last. And the company, if they notice that salt water was going inside the generator, the warranty will not cover anyway. So what good is it to have a warranty on the saltwater environment if they know they got wet? They're not going to cover it. So doing this is a smart thing to do, even though you have voided your warranty. And if you guys found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and always navigate safe.